top of the page, which is kind of cool. Gateway Pundit is visited by just about more people than just about any other website, at least conservative website in the entire country. So kudos to Wayne for grabbing that. That's going to be a huge boon to everything and anything that he does. And again, I want to thank everybody behind the scenes, making it all go, making it all happen. And again, I've got a couple of great guests coming at you, both bottom of the hour, this bottom of the hour, and next bottom of the hour. We'll chat about the finances of the big, beautiful bill. We'll chat about law enforcement and, what it takes to be a state representative, all that great stuff coming your way. But I got to start with something that it's probably not going to make a lot of people out there very happy, but I have to do it. My conscience will not be clear if I do not do it. Let me start by saying, it took a little while. I got to be completely honest. It took a little while. But Trump won me over. He won me over. I mean, he's an outside-the-box ass kicker, right? That's what he's doing. He is putting his head down, and he is not taking any blank, and he's basically getting things done. Now, some of the things he does, maybe you might think it's a little wacky, a little wild. I just think he's trying to get results. What he did at the border was magnificent. What's happened with immigration is just basically stellar. The big, beautiful bill, if you're all in for that, he got that. He got everybody behind, and off we go to the races. I have a few problems with the big, beautiful bill, which you can get to, again, at the bottom of the hour. But for right now, I've got to call out the president on something that's really bothering me. So like I said, he gets an A++ from me so far, except for when it comes to the Epstein list. Now, the president pledged to America to release this explosive government file on Jeffrey Epstein, fueling hopes for accountability. Finally, accountability for the powerful elite. And this is huge. This is a major thing that has to happen. Trump cannot turn away from this. And Attorney General Pamela Bondi in February 21st to be exact, told Fox News that there is a client list sitting on my desk right now for her to review per Trump's directive. Now, today, July 7th, the Department of Justice, the FBI, now memo came out shockingly declaring no incriminating client list exists. Come on. There's got to be a list. If there were clients, there's a list. If he was arrested because of this whole underage disgusting debacle, then there's a list of people who are using Jeffrey Epstein's services. So I expect transparency. I do feel a little bit betrayed because I think this is a major issue. This is something that people need closure on. And it can't just be a pivot. You can't just turn around and say, no, there's nothing to see here, because this raises questions about truth and accountability. And I hope that eventually this comes to pass, because these are kids we're talking about. And this is not okay. So the thought that there's no client list, no evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, to me, it's just ludicrous. It's not the case. I mean, this is common sense, ladies and gentlemen. So what is it? Why are we not being allowed to see this list? And, part of this whole discussion is, did he commit suicide or did he not commit suicide? Or come on, the circumstances around his death, it's nearly, mathematically impossible that all those things happened. Oh, the cameras went out and the guards were doing this and this person was doing that, so there was nobody watching the cell. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that Epstein died by suicide. And even if he did, I don't care. I still want the list. He's dead. Maybe. I have my doubts about whether or not he's dead. But the idea that there are 10 hours of jailhouse footage showing that no one entered Epstein's cell, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on. This all is becoming very, very suspicious and unbelievable. And the fact that they're now halting further document release, citing, of all things, privacy? Now, they say victim privacy. I hope that means the kid's privacy, not Epstein's privacy. See, the thing is, people are thinking that they're going to get away with this horror because it's an elite list on that client list. And Trump has to be better than that. He has to be better than that. This explanation that they're giving simply, it's not good enough for me. It's not. So it's a bad look. It's a bad look for what has otherwise been a magnificent start. So make sure you understand that. It's been a magnificent start. From all the things the laundry list of things that I could talk about to now. I mean, it's been stellar. I just want him to be transparent in this. I don't think that there can be a cloud that surrounds this. I mean, the circumstances, taken off the suicide watch prior to the incident, no cell instructions per footage, et cetera, et cetera. The fact that we're talking about kids and sex trafficking, there is no excuse for this. So please release this list. And it doesn't matter who's on it, right? I don't care how high up the food chain that person is. And I really thought that this was going to happen. I did. I really thought this was going to happen. And I hope the president sits on this. And I hope he percolates a little bit. And I hope he hears the criticism that will come from this. By the way, just one side note. This should tell it all. You look at two different news outlets. You want to call them news outlets. I don't believe either one of them are news outlets, but Fox and CNN. Fox spun a story in one direction. CNN actually almost celebrated the idea that the list wasn't going to be released, taking shots at the president, but celebrating the fact that this elite list of pedophiles wasn't going to be shown to the public. That should be enough. That alone should tell you that it's a must for America, for everyone, for the kids, for everybody involved in this. How deep this sewage goes, how much the rot actually is. And again, a failure to deliver will alienate the base. It'll alienate people who are fringe. It'll alienate people who this was a priority for. It'll set back the idea of draining the swamp. That ethos goes out the window. And people will begin to question Bondi's credibility. When is she not telling the truth? Was it before or is it now? So I don't know. I can't piece it all together. Not yet. I truly believe that Trump is not anywhere near that list. I don't think that's even a factor, but maybe somebody that he knows is. I don't know. But even that, he has to show America that there is no wiggle room because you are part of the upper echelon of successful, powerful people. It can't be. I mean, Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. He can't sidestep accountability from the grave. And I don't, again, people keep going back to the idea that Epstein, did he kill himself? I don't even care about that right now. I just want that list out. I think common sense dictates that all of the things, the circumstances that led up to an Epstein hanging himself, I mean, it seems improbable and almost impossible. But okay, I can put that to the side. If that's what you want to tell me, okay, whatever. But the list, there is a list. There has to be a list. If there were clientele, there were clients. So please, call to action. Release this information. Unredacted. All of it. We can't allow Epstein to get away with this. Now, again, there are probably a million different layers. I'm completely at the very surface of this. I mean, there are a million things that Epstein could be. Some people think he's a spy, part of the Mossad. Some people will think this, think that. If there were people that were harmed and there were powerful people taking part in that, the world should know who those people are. And I hope that the President of the United States comes through in the end and releases that list. It's that simple. All right, my name is Lee Elsey. I'm filling in for Wayne Allen Root. tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday. UntamedNation.com, RootForAmerica.com. You can also watch on Rumble, X, and Getter. We'll take a short break. We'll come right back. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to The Root Reaction.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honorbound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honorbound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honorbound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
Hi, this is Wayne Allyn Root. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
It was around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I received an email from PayPal. It showed in this email that there was a debit in my PayPal account that was going to be taken out. I don't remember following the link in the email even. I think I went straight to the PayPal account, and that pending debit was there. And it was for about $1,000, I believe, so it was a lot of money. So I called the phone number on that email. And it kind of, the way this guy was talking, I didn't even question what he was saying. And I've worked with computers for the past 40 years. And he just kept convincing me, and he was a legitimate person that was going to fix my computer, and I had faith in him that he was doing his job. I got in the car and I drove, and I was just thinking, this isn't right. I've given this guy enough money to buy like 2 computers. So I came home and I just thought about it some more, and I called my wife had come home. I was by myself. I had to fix the computer, fix my phone, change my bank accounts, change all of my passwords.
Welcome. This is The Root Reaction. My name is Lee Elsey, filling in for Wayne Allen Root. I am the voice of freedom. You can email me, leelceyradio@gmail.com, LEEELCI radio@gmail.com. I was remiss at the top of the hour. I apologize. I meant to do this at the start, but things get a little hectic sometimes in the studio. But, I don't know what to say about what has happened in Texas with the flood and the tragedy, in particular, what has happened to those poor kids at that summer camp. So prayers and the most loving, caring wishes go out to them, their family, all of it. I mean, the stories that you're hearing every single day are literally heartbreaking. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that, and I forgot to in the opening, and I apologize for that. Before we get into part 2 of this, is that I want to tell you about the Great Patriot Store. You can go online, greatpatriotstore.com. Now, if you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I got great news for you. You don't have to do that anymore. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of households and personal products that you've maybe you're already buying them at your local supermarket or on Amazon or at Costco or Walmart. I got a Costco in my backyard, man. I can tell you stories about that. Not pretty. Anyway, now you can buy online, greatpatriotstore.com. They laid waste to this beautiful piece of land, put a Costco up. Anyway, their products are much less expensive. I'm talking about now Great Patriot Store. They don't have to level half of a forest to make a greatpatriotstore.com place. So here's what you do. You basically get high quality, no toxic chemicals, made in the USA stuff, delivered to your door at incredible prices. This is how you beat inflation. It's that simple. And they've expanded their beef division. You can get steaks and hot dogs and hamburgers. The beef tastes amazing, and it's all pasture-raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever. It's inexpensive and exclusively available only to their members. Great Patriot Store has over 2 million members and 20,000 American families joining every single month. You should too to become a member. Go to greatpatriotstore.com, fill out the form, and one of their team members will contact you right away. And in a matter of minutes, you'll be a member. It's that simple. In minutes, you'll be a member. GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com. Check it out today. And this segment's probably not sponsored by Costco anymore. All right. So we talked about at the top the list. And, the news cycles are going through what has been released today. I was just watching over my shoulder the latest news report about Patel and Bongino talking about how it was a suicide. And again, all of that, maybe all of that is true. That's fine. I still just want the list, guys. We just want the list. The kids deserve that. The families deserve that. I'm going to let this go after this break, and we'll talk about other things. But I can't stress it enough that I think it's important to America that people who are considered the elite, the power elite, don't get away with stuff like this. And I'm not really sure what else to say about that, except that. You can't get away with this. You can't be allowed to, hold on to those rings of power after doing horrible things, in particular horrible things to kids. There's no room in that. And as Americans, we should never stand for it. I mean, Trump did an amazing job at the border. Think about this. Under Biden, 300,000 kids disappeared. Poof, gone. Where'd they go? Sex trade. Right? They're gone. Under Biden's watch. Trump put a stop to that. God bless them for doing it. They stopped that stone cold at the border. That debacle, that debauchery was happening, and as Americans, we sat on our hands and didn't do anything. So we changed presidents, we changed leadership. They stop it at the border. And as a result of stopping the immigration, the flow, the fentanyl, the drugs, all the criminals who are coming across the border, we stopped the sex trade. You stop these missing kids. Finish up on this, President. Please, finish up. Go straight through. Release the list. It doesn't matter. Whoever's on it, release it. I think Americans deserved it. And like I said, I think the families of those kids deserve some, not only closure, but validation for what we all know to be true, is that Epstein had a list and there were powerful people on it. I mean, if he didn't have a list, there were no crimes committed, and we all know that there were crimes committed. It's that simple. All right, we're going to change gears. We're going to talk about the big, beautiful bill with a guy who's got a big, much bigger, beautiful brain than me. We'll get into that. The big, beautiful bill with our good friend Tony D'Angelo next. Keep it right here. You're listening and watching The Root Reaction.
If someone told you that you could change your life, change your entire life in 88 days, would you do it? Would you believe it?
We're John and Chelsea Jubilee. What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
Without painful exercises in just 88 days, we have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment. But life's a lot longer than a moment. You need something that's sustainable, that will take care of you for a lifetime.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat, fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. We encourage you, go log on to our website and look at these amazing testimonials.
Over and over again, we've heard our clients say it sounded too good to be true, but it worked for me.
I needed to reduce my arthritic pain, and I also had very, very high blood pressure that needed to normalize. And I'm pleased to say that I have absolutely no arthritic pain anymore, and my blood pressure is normal.
It was really cool to be able to get my life back. I didn't even think I'd cry talking about that.
I endorse the program wholeheartedly. It has led to improvements that I can't fully explain based on my medical knowledge as it was taught to me.
Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Allyn Root. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com. University of Pennsylvania agrees to follow Trump's mandate on protecting women's sports. They will issue a public statement adopting biology-based definitions of men and women and apologize to female swimmers affected by Leah Thomas, the trans athlete, and they will nullify Leah Thomas's medals. Okay, this guy enters the women's swim meets and wins every gold medal you could ever win against women, even though he would come in 300th against men. And they're going to delete all his medals. They're all going to be taken away from, erased from the record books. And they're going to, University of Penn, Ivy League school, is going to adopt biology-based definitions and apologize to female swimmers. Wow. What a difference a president makes, my God.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
Hi, I'm Wayne Allen Root from Vertical Research Advisory, VRA, Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Welcome back. This is the Root Reaction, and here's just a couple of places you can check this show out. The show is live on Rumble. It's on X, Getter, UntamedNation.com, and, of course, RootForAmerica.com. A piece of info. Gateway Pundit beginning on Monday, July 14th. The show will be promoted on their homepage, which should significantly increase the overall viewage. So that's going to be really, really a big deal for Wayne and everybody right here at the Root Reaction. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be great. And we have a guest coming up in just 1 second. But before we do that, this segment is sponsored by Energize Health. Now, you've heard Wayne talk about how Energize Health has changed his life. He lost 25 pounds of fat, including that dangerous inner body visceral fat. He gained 10 pounds of muscle and inner cellular hydration. Only 88 days to do that. Now, over 4 years later, he feels great, the best he's ever felt in his entire life. He gives all the credit to Energized Health. Energized Health is not a traditional weight loss program. Those don't work. It's a fat loss program. The program is simple, easy, and healthy, all based on the foundation of the life game changers, extra and intercellular hydration. Here's your chance to be like Wayne. Energize Health can change your life and supercharge your health just like it did for Wayne Allen Root. Right now, Energize Health is offering the WAR 40% off action discount. 40% off, just say WAR. Go to EnergizeHealth.com. That's EnergizeHealth.com. All right, so I do a morning show here in Connecticut. Those of you who are not familiar with me, I've been doing this morning show for like 20 years, believe it or not. I know it's impossible considering that I'm only 29 years old. But during that time, we have had great guests on, and whenever we do the national gig and fill in for Wayne, I try to bring some of my regulars on to share their wisdom and their brilliance with the live national audience. And joining me right now is a great friend of mine, great friend of the show. He's part of Fortress Fiduciary, and he comes my way every single Tuesday morning here in Connecticut. His name is Tony D'Angelo. Tony, how are you today, buddy?
I am fine, Lee LC, and good afternoon, and good afternoon to all the great people in the United States of America.
Tony. Uh-oh, nothing from Tony? All right, you guys want to work on Tony? I don't know where we would get Tony. No, maybe? Yes? I mean, he looks good. He looks like $1 million, but we can't hear you, Tone.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, you guys want to work on that? When you guys get that rocking and rolling, let me know. That'd be great. So, a couple things. The state and federal prosecutors have charged more than 320 people and uncovered nearly $15 billion in false claims in what they described as the largest coordinated takedown of healthcare fraud scheme in the Justice Department history. This is another win, again, for Donald Trump, right? How can you say this isn't a win? This is huge stuff. Law enforcement seized more than $245 million in cash, luxury vehicles, cryptocurrency, other assets, as prosecutors warned of a growing push by the transitional criminal networks to exploit the U.S. healthcare system. Haven't you felt this way for the longest time, that the healthcare system, in some way, shape, or form, not all of them, but some of them were ripping you off, right? Ripping you off. Obviously, we're paying an exorbitant amount in taxes, or not taxes, but in insurance premiums, and every week or month, whatever, however you get paid, it's coming out of your check, and then you go and you got a copay, and you've got this and you've got that. But I always felt like there's always some kind of scam, some kind of grift going on behind the scenes. But apparently, there was more than any of us really knew. We're talking in the multiple billions of dollars of fraud and all of that happening here inside our healthcare system. Anyway, so that was ferreted out here recently, so that's a good thing. Every single, not every day, but every week I go over a laundry list of criminals who've been arrested, and just national type of criminals who've been arrested in fraud and attempted murder and things of that nature. And this sort of reminds me of that as we go round and round and round, and just the multiple amounts of people who have pretty much grifted the American way of life for the longest time. I don't know, are you frustrated with it? I'm frustrated with it. I'm upset by it. I'm tired of it. And I really would like it to change. I really would. Anyway, as we're trying to get Tony, it doesn't look like we can get Tony, so we'll talk about a couple different things. I want to get into what I believe to be important as far as government goes. We can I like to talk about sort of the principles and the mechanics of what makes us what we are as far as the United States. So I came up with the 6 pillars of what the federal government should be and should do. So we have this conversation all the time on my show is what's the responsibility? Because we talk about welfare, and we talk about the EBT cards, and we talk about all that's encompassing with that. And sometimes it gets frustrating because, you look at your check and the money that gets taken out of your check every single week, and you think to yourself, all right, you're working 40, 50 hours, and there's somebody out there who is, feet up, not working, grifting the system. And I know there are people out there in need. We talk about this a lot, but what exactly is the role of government? What are we supposed to do? How much are we supposed to give? How much are we supposed to give back? You think about it. I mean, what is it that the federal government, the national federal government, what are we supposed to get from them? And to me, it was pretty simple. National defense. Maintain a strong military to protect against external threats. That's number one, the most important thing. Protect your constitutional rights. Safeguard your individual liberties. That's what the federal government is supposed to do. National defense, constitutional rights, interstate commerce, regulate it. Make sure that states can get along. Make sure you can trade amongst each other. Foreign relations. Okay, you can't have Wisconsin dealing with some issue in the Middle East. No, you have to have a federal government do that for you. Immigration and border security. That's without a border. I mean, you have to have a border. Without a border, there's no country. Border, language, and culture. That's what it's about. By the way, our culture is being ignored. and almost demonized in this country. Don't you feel that? I've had this issue here recently, and I've been deep diving into the massive change in culture in Europe. The Muslims have invaded Europe. And not Muslims that want to assimilate, but Muslims that essentially want to conquer. And the numbers of Muslims who have moved from point A to point B and overtaken Europe it's staggering. Europe doesn't look anything like it did 10, 15 years ago. And that is something that is in the infancy here in the United States, and one that we need to pay attention to. It's not a bad thing to want to protect your culture. You know, this is what we are. We were built on a certain set of values. And if we allow a massive migration of people who don't want that same value system to invade, it's going to become essentially a class of civilizations. And with the mindset of most Muslims, most radical Muslims, who believe every utterance of the Quran, you can't live together. So I bring this up because there is a certain sense of protecting the culture of this country, and you can't do it without immigration and border security. And then, of course, the final pillar, if you will, in the federal government and what it should do is the rule of law, a judicial system, a rule of law, straightforward, not necessarily picking winners or losers, but making sure that the rule of law is set. So that was the federal government. Nowhere in there do I see cradle to grave mentality. Like, there is a whole generation, more than a whole generation, multiple generations of people who now think that they are owed something by the United States government. Generational welfare. We see it all the time. Now, as I've said a million times, I want to preface this because I'm not an ogre. I'm not somebody who doesn't have a heart. I promise you that, we have a heart. I have a heart. But if you have families that have been on public assistance for 2 and 3 generations, they're grifting the system. They're grifting the system. There's got to be some accountability for getting an EBT card every month or a paycheck every month. And the fact that in the big, beautiful bill, they implemented certain criteria to try to make that happen, right? So you had to be between, if you were between the ages of 18 and 60, you had to work. You have to work to get assistance. If you're under the age of 18, of course not. And anybody who's under the age of 18, nobody should go to bed hungry. We want to make sure those are the people that are taken care of. But if you're an able-bodied person and you don't have any desire to go get a job, why is it my responsibility to make sure your cupboards are filled with food and there's oil in your tank and your rent is paid? Why is it my responsibility? So I'm sorry, this is part of the pillars of what the federal government is supposed to do. They're not supposed to be cradle to grave. Not born into some kind of a place where you're owed a certain amount. Now, the state government's a little bit different. I mean, the state government is more in tune maybe with healthcare and education and maybe even, to a certain extent, welfare expansion. And even some places there's some social engineering that goes on statewide, state government-wise. But on a federal level, man, no way. This is not the way the founding fathers designed it up. So anyway, I always fall back on that because it's a bothersome thing for me that, I know you're out there watching me right now. I know you work very hard at what you do. And the fact that when you look at your paycheck and a portion of it gets taken out every single week or month and it goes to folks who are undeserving, that bothers me. We'll come right back. You're listening and watching The Root Reaction. Stick around.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
President Trump just asked the DOJ to look into arresting Alejandro Mayorkas for aiding and abetting an invasion of our country. How many times have I said that on this show? How many commentaries have I wrote about arresting Alejandro Mayorkas? And don't forget the border czar, Kamala. She was the border czar overseeing everything, including Alejandro Mayorkas. And I said those exact words, aiding and abetting the intentional destruction of the United States. He says aiding and abetting an invasion of our country, same thing. Kristi Noem says the Department of Homeland Security is working to prosecute CNN. CNN might have to pay a price for promoting an app that blows the whistle at ICE agents, according to Kristi Noem. Every time they say something or announce something, I said it. I told them to do it. I prayed they do it. I begged them to do it. And I never imagined they'd do it because no one ever does. And they're doing it. President Trump is the best.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. Hi.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
A song from man by the name of Dio, and Dio used to play in Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath played their very last concert yesterday. Did you guys know? Not yesterday. Was it? It was last Friday or something like that. Anyway, maybe the greatest heavy metal band of all time, but what would I know? Anyway, it looks like our guest will try to bring Tony on after the top of the hour, so stick around for that. Tony's great when it comes to hashing out the big, beautiful bill. So we'll get to Tony, hopefully, after the top of the hour. And then, of course, our next hour, bottom of the hour, guest, Greg Howard, state representative, will join us then. So it'll be a lot less me and a lot more them, which is always a good thing. Hey, this segment is sponsored by Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. This second term of President Trump is all about drill, baby, drill, and knocking down inflation by making America the energy capital of the world. And this one project could be the centerpiece of that goal. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas has been founded by second-generation oil and gas legend Mark Brunner. I think Mark's been on the show with Wayne a bunch of times. His companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value, including Ultra Petroleum, which went from 15 cents to $200 per share at its peak. A $10,000 investment grew to $13 million for their investors. Lost Soldier is Mark's new project. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery field. Mark believes it is the last major basin-centered gas accumulation play that hasn't been drilled in the United States. Lost Soldier gas discovery could become a renowned as the Permian Basin, so that'll be great. The plan is to install a pipeline connection for immediate cash flow this year and continue to explore and develop the remaining oil and gas over decades to come. Lost Soldier is also planning to go public in the next couple of years. This is the right time, right place, and right management team. Each of Lost Soldier's top executives has 40-plus years of oil and gas experience and the right President Trump. If you're an accredited investor and would like to get involved in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, go to lostsoldier.com, fill out your contact form. That's lostsoldier.com. I hear Wayne talking about that all of the time. Speaking of sort of like finances and money and billionaires, did you see where a dormant Bitcoin account, apparently this dormant Bitcoin whale moved $8.6 billion after 14 years of silence. So it sat in an account for 14 years, untouched, unmoved, I guess monitored. And then somebody just decided, let me move that. $8.6 billion. Did any of you get in on Bitcoin? I did not. But imagine at the time, I still don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I'm kind of trying to figure out what it is, but even the experts, even the people who consider themselves in the know, try to explain it to me, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just, but people are either raking it in or, in some cases, raking it in big time, like whoever it is that had the $8.6 billion in an account just sitting there. Imagine how rich you have to be to have an account with $8.6 billion in it and just say, I'll get it later. I'll get it later on. And you hear these stories about people who have multiple billions of dollars stuck in accounts because they can't figure out the password to get back into it. Have you heard those stories? There are some folks out there, because once you created these accounts for the Bitcoin, if you created a password and nobody else had it, there's no check and balance. Like, you can't go to some place and say, reset this password. It doesn't work like that with the Bitcoin. So there are people out there who, have billions of dollars in some cases, or at least multiple millions of dollars in some of these accounts, and they can't get it because they can't remember their password. Here's an interesting one. We don't have a lot of time. Is your Wi-Fi router tracking your browsing? I guess apparently there are some folks saying nearly all of the internet traffic will go through your Wi-Fi router. There's a lot of data, and it's certainly enough to make privacy a concern when picking one out. So apparently there are some folks saying that maybe your Wi-Fi router is potentially tracking where you go on the internet. First of all, they track everything that you do. So if you are, going from one website to another, and maybe you're going to some, risque websites, they know, man. They know where you are. But listen, we all have had this happen where you're in a store and you're looking at a product, and then you go home and that product is been emailed to you like 500 times, right? You're going to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you're looking at lawnmowers, and you don't buy it. And then you go home and there are 10 emails from Lowe's and 5 emails from Home Depot with all these different kinds of lawnmowers. How do they do that? Because they're watching us. They're tracking. They are. If you have your cell phone in your hand, they know. They know what you like. They know what you don't like. They know where you've been. And I don't have TikTok because I don't want to give China my information. Like, sort of, that's my line of demarcation. That's my line in the sand. You're not getting it. So I don't have a TikTok account. It's like the one, although I don't have a lot of these accounts. But I don't have a TikTok account for sure. But you know what? As I think about it, it's probably stupid because they track anything you do anyway. All your information is flying out there in the ethos, man. All right. My name is Lee Elsey, filling in for Wayne Allen Root. Hopefully, we'll get our guests up after the top of the hour. And as I've always said, this is why my radio career is so brilliant. Less of me, more of everything else. That's how you win. Couple things. The Root Reaction, that's what you're watching. Wayne will be back on Thursday. This show right now is live on Rumble, X, Getter, UntamedNation.com, and, of course, Root for America. Coming up on July 14th, Gateway Pundit joins in, and then Wayne's numbers will explode. All that and so much more coming up after the top of the hour. Hopefully we'll talk to our pal Tony D, and then State Representative Greg Howard coming up right here. Stick around.